for Q&A stuff, but since we're here now, how's things been, man?
Well, this has been like probably the I wouldn't say worst, but like the most tiresome release of one yet.
Eh. I mean, it's been a
I
busy month for me, but completely unrelated.
Well, it's been a really good month for you, I have to say.
Is there a particular class I should play, or should we just go random?
No, just go random.
Okay.
Wait a second, just let me remind myself. Yeah, you'll meet the new enemies everywhere, and
Something's gone wrong.
well, technically, and you don't play Nightmare anyway, so so it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
We're going on medium because I'm probably rusty as is. But since there's a lot of people watching who probably haven't heard of you or your work, could you give everybody a brief description of who you are and what Jupiter Hell is?
Oh my, so I'm supposed to do the sales pitch now.
Yeah, making you do work at like 10 o'clock at night.
Damn man, this has been the most tiresome release yet, and I am supposed to do a sales pitch here. Okay, so this game you're watching right now is Jupiter Hell. It's a spiritual successor to a very old, right now I would say, game called Doom the Roguelike, which was exactly what it says on the tin, remake of Doom into a roguelike game. Am I supposed to go right now into the whole roguelike thing, or have you done that already?
Chat, do we know what a traditional roguelike is? Because this is a traditional roguelike, not a newfangled like roguelite adjacent thing that claims it's a roguelike. It's that simple. I'm getting shotgunned. We're off to a good start. Yeah, I think chat's on the right idea. Chat's got the right idea. I'm also gonna move chat slightly because currently you guys are blocking UI, which is prime as far as I'm concerned.
No, don't ask me about Dwarf Fortress. I've been following its development, but I've looked at it a lot, and I know about it from a long time ago. But don't ask me to play it.
I mean, you knew who Tarn Adams was before he was famous.
Oh yeah, I knew who. I actually, emailed a lot with Tarn Adams before it was cool.
Before I did that.
Yeah, the Berlin interpretation. That's right. Well, this one actually follows it up to a T. The only thing we don't have is the ASCII interface, but believe me, that will be in. At some point. Yeah. Don't ask me when. I'm really happy I got this one out of the door. So I'm currently not trying to think about the next one yet.
Well, one update at a time.
But
so
we're not
done
yet.
Should I ask why this release was so stressful, or is that too much?
I think I can talk about it. Basically, we were basically the burnout finally struck, right? And the first thing was that because most of the releases, even after the 1.0, were back to back, more and more content, and I did a break for this release because I had to start working on other stuff. For example, I had to start working on the ports, which meant that it wasn't a back-to-back release, which meant there was a pause, and when there was a pause, that obviously meant that, well, burnout could suddenly take over, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once I stopped doing week to week adding content, that was the point when getting back to it became really, really hard at some point. I mean, I really need a vacation, and I'm really putting it off, but, well, here we are.
I feel like everybody kind of needs a vacation after, the year kind of ends, just in general.
That's what I said, after the COVID year.
Yeah.
And here we are, right? Nah, but it isn't as bad as it sounds. It's okay.
Not as bad as it sounds, but it's still pretty bad kind of thing. But in general, I haven't even looked at the patch notes. I know that there's new enemies. I did a haste run, which for anybody in chat who's not aware, it's kind of like a shortened down version of a run through this game, which I did finish. We beat the old school boss and everything, and got to the end, and saw some new enemies and a few other things, but I'm not actually sure what's in this patch because I haven't had time to look at the patch notes.
You can go Gunrunner, actually. Come to think of it.
Well, I mean, we are a
Also, your yeah, because you went random. Also, your
Random.
screen blew up suddenly.
My screen blew up.
At least for me.
Jack, can you still see the screen?
Like zoomed in, basically.
Um, looks fine to me.
Or is it just me?
Chat, does your stream still look normal? Looks fine on your end? Okay. Chat says it looks fine, so. That's good to know. I was a little worried for a second there. Let's skip through the emails. List of rifts. There's a terminal that's really strange. Valhalla requires a red card. Callisto has some serious stuff in level 6.
That tech, there's a rocket launcher mode only, so
Yeah, you could just. play
that
the
would be
game
really
with rocket launcher.
close to grenade only. Hey, howdy, Coaster.
All right, so I think I'm probably just gonna go assassinate and just go.
Oh yeah,
for it.
assassinate is always good.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk away from this fanatic.
Wait a second, I did some. The point is that some of the changes of this patch were done like 2 weeks ago, and some of the changes were done like 5 months ago. And to be honest, I don't remember all of them.
Well, I found a Watcher, which is a new enemy type.
Oh yeah. You feel like you're being watched.
Which died pretty quickly.
Yep.
I seem to remember you talking about like adding in new enemy types to this early area that was more akin to the late game stuff, and I'm assuming that's what these Watchers are because they do kind of look like the late game.
The nice thing is that you can basically ignore them and play without thinking what they're actually doing. But like the higher the difficulty is, the more like obvious their effect is going to be.
Okay, sounds.
Because what they
interesting.
do is basically they buff, kind of like a spoiler. You'd figure it out really quickly. They buff enemy accuracy around within their sight range by 20% and debuff your accuracy by 20%,
Oh boy.
which is kind of important.
Yeah, that's brutal. Jeez.
And they're only the first kind of, because there are several types of the new, ball-like beholder-esque enemy.
I saw them a whole lot in Europa on my haste run, but I don't know if that was fiddling with spawn chances.
Oh,
or
they
anything.
no. The Europa ones are basically freezing you. And no, the spawn chances, yeah, they shouldn't be.
This
Yeah,
last
it should be all right.
It's gotta be like 3 or 4 of them in a corner somewhere.
Sorry for sounding so randomly because I'm right now looking for the patch notes.
Developers checking their own patch notes. I mean,
Yep.
this is a pretty informal chat anyway.
Yeah, because we. Oh, wait a sec. Yeah, go assassinate because, ironically, assassinate got a buff.
Did it? What's the
Yep.
buff?
The stealth refund for assassinate was moved from L3 to L1, and L3 is plus 200 critical chance.
Apparently I haven't killed everything on this map, yet I don't think there's anything still alive here. I'm confused. Unless there's something like perfectly tailing me. Or there's something stuck somewhere.
This might be a very old bug, actually.
Well, very old bug it is then. Off to Callisto Rift.
I thought I had all of those.
So for anybody who is staring at this right now, just kind of wrapping back around to the very beginning, traditional roguelike follows the Berlin interpretation as closely as you pretty much can. The only thing that really annoys some old heads is the fact that it doesn't have diagonal movement, but the benefit of that is it plays perfectly on a controller. So it's possibly, if I owned a Steam Deck, the only game I would play on it. And it does play very well on a Steam Deck. There is no run-to-run progression, so it's entirely knowledge-based, so the more you know about the game, or the better you are at reading information, the more likely you are to win. I've seen plenty of people play through and complete the game on their first ever run just by playing slowly and reading everything. So it's very much that kind of game. It's also currently on the deepest sale that I think it's ever been on at 50% off.
Definitely.
So if you're interested in stuff like this, or if you just like, very in-depth strategy games, or maybe you played Doom RL back in the day and you were like, man, this seems cool, it's very much that. I'm going to walk away from this guy.
Yeah, and it's probably the smoothest turn-based game ever.
That, and it's got there's a lot of things about it that are just kind of impressive on a game development front, regardless of the type of game that it is. Such as it quite literally doesn't have load screens. It's possibly one of the most optimized games I've ever played, at least when it comes to load times, because it just doesn't have them. The game will reload as fast as you can hit the button, which is crazy to me. Because I'm so used to playing games like Dwarf Fortress, where it's like, all right, time for the game to save. All right, we're going to sit here for 5 minutes.
Watcher.
There's plenty of watchers right now. They're all just in the chat room. But the way we
The
usually
watchers have...
Go on.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
I was just going to say the way we usually do these is if chat wants to ask Epion anything, go nuts. Looks like we've got a bunch of dudes breaking out of a vault too. But what were you going to say?
But kind of from the internal part, the watchers have probably the most complex AI in the whole game.
Oh, because they need to glue themselves to other units and such?
Yeah, exactly. If you kill all the units around the Watcher will basically find another victim to be hanging around with, because he needs somebody to buff. He won't stay around if he's the only unit. If you have a Watcher, he either he watches somebody. What game mechanic frustrates you the most? Okay, that's not a question for me. That's a question for Blind.
What game mechanic in this game frustrates me the most? Or just in general? Because, In this game, probably just the existence of Medusas, but I think that's the point. Any first-person shooter, why is your gun render so big? What the fuck? Any top-down strategy game, why don't you let me pause? If it doesn't let me pause. I don't know, it's a broad question.
Jupiter Hell doesn't have a pause button.
Well, you just don't hit button. That's a skill issue.
Okay, so do I develop the game alone? No, I don't. At various points in time, there were up to 4 people working at the same time on the game. The soundtrack and music is made by Roland Lagoy. He sometimes pops in here to chat. All the graphics, all the textures, all the... okay, there isn't much in terms of UI graphics, but basically all the art and graphics for the game were done by Chlisky, who is still working with me as a graphics guy, basically. But the majority of the work was done by when the majority of the work was art and code and obviously design. So the majority was done by me and Chlisky, with many people helping out with other stuff. And the question about what game mechanic frustrates me as a player. So I don't play Jupiter Hell. It's kind of sad. Which actually kind of reminds me, just the Steam replay thing, right? So it popped up for me, and it showed me that my top game I played for 69%. Nice. Around 69% of the last year, a single game. It was Destiny 2, obviously, which you would obviously know. But I'm like, okay, that means that for 30% of the time I've been playing some different games. And there's second most played game. Oh, and I launched it 150 times because it says to you how many times you launched it. And I said okay, nice. That means that I played the different games. I thought I was completely wasted year in terms of gaming. And then it's the second most played game is Jupiter Hell. You played it for 27% of the time and launched it 1500. No, wait,
1,500 times.
yeah, something like that. No, wait. 15,000 times, yeah. 15,000 times.
50,000 times. Just, This is a very mean poison cloud. It's sitting on my exit.
Because basically each time I launch the game during development, Steam gets the trigger, right? So all the time I actually spent in-game during development, and all the times I launched the game in development, the Steam client gets pinged. So all this thing goes into the development time.
Got an infestation on the second floor. Yeah, I was gonna say that like your most played game is gonna be Destiny, and if you were to complain about a game mechanic, it would probably be something in Destiny, but.
No, because that made me wonder about, what game mechanic, but obviously, like...
Do you have one that's annoying to program?
Okay, but if you want to know about a game mechanic that in games generally, because there are several games that I've been trying around, it's obviously anything that blocks your progress with... Basically so, but point is that there are several types of meta progression, and I actually enjoy some games that have meta progression. It's the point where you get to... It's the meta progression that you get to a point that the only thing that's keeping you from progressing forward is that the game says, okay, like, if you want to go forward, I need 10 more hours from you. Like, you don't get nothing. So basically, at some point, you get in a meta progression game, you get to the point where the game is like, I know that I'm not much fun, and you want to get to further parts of the game that will be more fun, but right now you have to grind.
So
and that's the point where I say goodbye. Well, I haven't played much of those, to be honest.
What is the Jovisec
I had this,
work again?
like for example, I really tried and enjoyed this year actually, Loop Hero, but at some point you had to grind out materials basically to get to the next stage, right? Yeah. And at the point where I realized that I'm doing like runs for doing the same strategy in those runs, just to grind out the materials, that was the point where I said like, I don't want to waste time, right? The game is just basically wasting my time and banning me from content in a way that I'm doing something that's repetitive and no longer fun and no longer discovering anything, just to artificially increase playtime. So yeah, this is a mechanic that I hate. And I'm glad that I was asked about it.
That's what Save Scumming is for, or Cheat Engine is for, rather. I was looking at chat and they said Save Scumming, so I was reading Save Scumming. But yeah, that's what Cheat Engine's for. So you're just like, screw this shit.
Yeah, there's a variable that you can... Jupiter Hell has a few things that can be unlocked, but it's only things that make the game harder. And if you really hate meta progression, you can just open up a file in the games folder and just change unlock all into true, and everything will be unlocked anyway. So that's kind of a statement.
Yeah, that's one thing that I like about a lot of traditional roguelikes that have some unlocking options, when it's just like, oh yeah, do you want to just disable that? Here you go. Ooh, I might actually swap to the Deagle. I almost never use the Deagle, but a Jovisec Deagle sounds real nice right now.
That's a great Days of Doom. That's a great point, right? That I hate meta progression and I play Destiny. There's a difference between grind and meta progression. Meta progression is somehow like locking you towards points of the game, locking you out of mechanics of the game until you actually grind enough time in the game. And not get lucky in a roll, you just grind enough time, grind enough materials and shit like that. Destiny doesn't lock you out with a grind, especially that you have people that take the most basic equipment and solo the biggest raids anyway with the worst possible equipment. So it's more a matter of, if you have enough skill, you can go everywhere. It's not that they lock you out, that you need to grind these 1,000 hours until you actually get to some point. So I would put this difference between grind and meta progression. But on the other hand, it's more also about the question is that I'm not playing. I wasn't because I stopped playing recently. I was playing Destiny not for. I want to get to this point where I get this, where something drops. I was playing it. I'm tired. I need to, turn off my brain for an hour. So it's the question whether the core loop is actually enjoyable or not, or are you still enjoying the core loop, right?
Oh, also, I forgot to do this, but mods, could you shut off Dwarf Redemptions, please, before somebody does? Unless you already did that, in which case, then thanks. But yeah, I think like there's a very fine line between grind that is mechanically interesting and grind that's just a waste of your time. And I think that the problem is a lot of people who play games just kind of conflate the two as one thing, when they're very much not. This is gonna hurt.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious that once you say something, somebody will actually do that. In terms of redeeming.
Well, I mean, I'll just refund it, or credit it later, whatever you prefer. Although you might end up with a child if you're not here to actually tell me what you want. But it is what it is. But yeah, no, I think that there's a very fine line between like meta progression that's interesting and meta progression that's a waste of your time. But and meta progression and then just progression, right? Because like meta progression is like an undermine when you can't throw your pickaxe initially, or you can, but it goes so short it's not even useful, and you actually have to like pay a shopkeeper with gold that you earn in each run to increase the distance that you can throw your pickaxe, when like the game would be 1,000% more satisfying and fun if you just start with the entire ability kit to actually be able to finish the game. Like there are puzzles in that game that you encounter early that like the game's just like, nah, you can't play these yet because you don't have enough stats. But like a game that's just like, we're gonna reward you with like a loot game is a very different kind of progression, I think.
Yeah, right.
Map, that's fun.
Azazel, yes, this is a roguelike in the very traditional sense. Days of Doom, I think, what's funny? I would actually agree with you. The Cathedral and the Ruins parts, I think, are also like one of my favorites. Definitely. Because I really like the theme and the... It's kind of like there were some special levels in Doom RL that this is kind of like a tribute to. So the Cathedral path and the Ruins path are both this kind of like the how to explain it.
Ooh,
You've got the demons, right? And you've got the aliens, and those two branches are about the aliens, which aren't talked about a lot in the game, but well, you meet one of them.
Yeah, Luxadream, things have been busy in these parts recently.
Hey, Luxadream. Hell, LC Pablo. Hello, Cormac. RTV.
Cormacers from the realms of Hooded Horse, actually.
Cormacer.
Alright. Slowly going through, clearing out these different levels. That vault wasn't so bad. Just had two exalted fiends in it, so they fell over pretty quick. Very easy. Blame like all of the Nordics for the impossible to pronounce stuff. That and the Welsh. I've got a few people from Wales who watch my stream, and every time they pop in, I'm sorry. I give up. Why do I have 9 mil still? I don't even have a 9 mil.
Favorite recent roguelike? Oh, definitely Golden Crown Hotel. If you haven't bought Golden Crown Hotel yet, do it. I think it's also on sale, and it's for something for some kind of ridiculously cheap price. Yeah, exactly. And it's even for the full price, it's a complete steal.
Yeah, that game could easily be $10 more, and it's easily worth it.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I
Like,
think a lot of games.
I
are
understand
underpriced.
that I understand that even with 50% off, people can be on the fence with Jupiter Hell. But if you like turn-based roguelikes, not buying Golden Krone Hotel, like Golden Krone Hotel is a no-brainer.
You're doing yourself a disservice if you haven't bought Golden Krone Hotel yet.
If somebody can drop in a link to Golden Krone, I would be really.
I don't think I actually have a command for it, but I mean, theoretically you could too. But
Yeah, and Azazel, yes, this one, what we're seeing, the game is out for about 1.5 years right now. Yeah, 1.5 years, something like that. It's still being updated though.
this game was also easily the best early access game I think I've maybe ever played, because like this is generally what happens for me with early access games. I'll get the initial demo and I'll really like it, or like the initial early access build and I'll really like it, and then as they add stuff to it, there will be things that I like and things that I don't like. And over time, I'll eventually like either stop playing it because I liked an earlier build more, or alternatively, like they'll put in something that I really don't like that just makes me stop playing the game entirely, or like they'll finish the game and then they'll keep patching it and then they'll add stuff I don't like, or like something will happen where I'll just not want to play it anymore. This is the only game I've ever played where every single patch I've liked it more and not been able to imagine the game pre that patch.
There's always the first.
It's like that initial build was a little bit rough in places, but man.
Well, I can still come up with something, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, screw
is
Medusas,
definite-
but they're still a good addition to the game, even if I hate them. I need to.
Yeah, this
pull
is
them down
definitely
before I
not
dive
the
in.
last version. And there was the question about the plans for Jupiter Hell going forward. So there are actual further versions planned. There's, I think, like there are going to be 3 minor versions before we call it 2.0 and call it like closed for any kind of like well, not closed for bugs and really minor features, but closed for major features. I think this will be within a year or so. But I like right now the artists move already to the next project, and myself I'll be working on Jupiter Hell's future versions, like maybe 30-40% of the time. So it's no longer full-time work on updates. The second biggest thing that is still Jupiter Hell related will be actually, yeah, definitely get Golden Krone. So the second Jupiter Hell related thing that we're actually going to be doing is ports. So the 2 ports that are currently in production are Switch and Xbox, and we hope to release both of them before 2023 ends. And at the same time, like the further we go within the porting process, the less time it will actually involve, the less of our time will be involved, and more of the QA and marketing and stuff like that. So the further we go into the year, the less time it will hopefully take. So I really hope that in 2023 I'll start not only talking but actually showing stuff from the next projects that we're working on.
It's a project I'm looking forward to.
Hmm?
Assuming it's the one I'm thinking of, it's a project I'm looking forward to a lot.
Well, there are at least 2.
I know that there's something else that you were mentioning at one point, but we'll see what that ends up being too.
So the current idea is to have like one bigger project and one smaller. The bigger one is the one probably you're thinking about. So to be honest, that's a really badly kept secret that
It's a really
we're
badly
thinking of
kept
doing
secret.
the same. Yeah, we're thinking of doing the same thing for Doom RL, which we did with Jupiter Hell for Alliance RL. So basically, a game that is still a turn-based roguelike, but with a completely different approach. As in here, you're expected to kill everything, and it's basically like Doom, right? And Alliance RL will be more of a survival horror type roguelike game while still being turn-based and grid-based and much more plot-focused and serious, and actually looking quite a bit different, but hopefully more readable.
I always found this game to be quite readable, but maybe I'm in the minority.
Yeah, Jupiter Hell is right now 50% off, so if you don't yet have it, go to Steam, click on buy, and enjoy.
And just like from a content perspective in this game, there are 3 classes which you have access to. Each class has 5 subclasses, which are called master traits, which you unlock at level 7 in each run, which completely changes your class. They do require some prereqs, so the one I'm going for is Assassinate, but there's also, like, just for this class, there's Sniper, which is essentially like your sniper class, right? There's Gun Kata, which lets you dual-wield pistols and shoot them in multiple directions at the same time while moving without even having to pull the trigger. Gun Runner is very much kind of like, who needs to reload? Just keep running, shooting. Assassinate lets you teleport and insta-gib stuff. And then there's Ghost, which is very much a game about just like, or a class about being invisible and sneaking in and stabbing, or alternatively sniping and moving around a lot. And each class has their own variants of those. So there's really 15 classes of the game in the game. And if you're playing at like about the speed we're playing right now, a run is like 3 hours. So if you beat the game on an easy difficulty with each class, which each class and each subclass once, that's already a ton of content, not even considering the alternative branches that you could take in each run. So there's a lot here. If this is kind of your thing. I mean, I have 400 hours on this game, and it's actually truthful that I haven't done everything. Like, I haven't done any of like the hyper end game fancy nightmare zones yet. I haven't even played this game on nightmare difficulty. Or no, I have played nightmare, but I haven't played Apocalypse, which is the one above nightmare.
No, Nightmare changed recently. In this patch, actually. We decided to go back to the idea that you can, if you gib stuff, it will not wake up again.
Oh, really? I was unaware that
Yeah.
that wasn't in there.
No, that was there, but it got changed because the problem was that with that mechanic, the only viable builds became those which could do a lot, which could gib. Basically, the only viable builds were those high single shot damage, right? But unfortunately, that meant that you know. Okay, people enjoyed the gibbing aspect, and it seemed that many people were put off by the fact that you can't permanently kill stuff anymore. So what was finally my idea is that I changed it so that right now, gibbing, for example, gibbing when you had 2 pistols was a lot harder. Basically, the same damage done by 2 pistols compared to a single shot. A single shot would gib, but 2 pistols wouldn't because they were counted separately. Right now, it all counts towards gibbing, so all the dual wielding builds can now effectively gib. And the second thing is that all the environmental builds like poison, bleeding, and stuff like that, they also can gib. They have their own animation of gibbing. So if you poison something really badly, instead of falling to the ground, it will melt, basically. The same thing with fire or bleed.
Speaking of poison, I almost died to poison. Just now. That was a really mean poison cloud.
Yeah, I notice I'm too I'm too tired to both follow the gameplay right now and speak.
Yeah, it's fine. You do sound kind of tired.
Oh, sorry.
All right. No, it's all good.
No, it's 11 p.m. here almost.
Uh-oh. God dang it. At least it's like blocking line of sight with that. That's
Yeah,
good.
so for those who don't know, Nightmare mode basically, except adding more enemies, means that enemies after a while will respawn, with additional modifiers. So basically, you're starting to run on a clock once you're on Nightmare. Unless you do extreme amounts of damage, in which case they gib and do not stand up again.
So another mechanic that I've just kind of been walking through in the background here that probably the people who are watching here who haven't seen this game before wouldn't have even noticed is we're in an alternate route right now. This is a non-mainline route. This is called the Rift. And the Rift has kind of a mini game in it, and a lot of the... Actually, they might all now have... I don't know about this most recent update, but a lot of the side paths in Jupiter Hell have puzzles, which are kind of like just there in the environment, and they're pretty clear if you're looking for them. But the one that I've been doing, which you can go back and look if you want, puts this at the end. And then if I stand in it, now I get this perk, which should show up right here. Rift Attunement. You have attuned yourself to the poison of the Rift, and you're immune to gas and poison for the rest of the run. So now I can just walk through these clouds and be totally cool.
Yeah, right now, all of the... Ooh, there's a special launcher?
Yeah, I see it.
There's a unique
Curious
launcher?
which one it is. Oh, it's Firestorm. Ooh. Well, we're taking that. Screw the
Ooh,
shotguns.
nice.
Which one's Firestorm?
Well,
So this is... You can explain what this is, but I'm going to read this.
Speaking of people who were mentioning Destiny here, so some people might actually... might kind of... get what kind of weapon this is, but basically this is a rechargeable rocket launcher that fires rockets that magically appear out of thin air. So you don't have to carry around a stash of rockets. And the second good thing about it is it puts things on fire.
And I'm immune to fire, I think, or I was.
Well,
earlier.
to poison.
No, I was immune. I have fireproof. I have AV3 basic armor that's making me fireproof currently.
Oh wow.
So I am.
That's a
actually
really
currently
good find
immune to
for.
fire.
That's actually a really good find for Callisto.
Yes, it's a tactical toaster. Exactly.
I wouldn't say it was inspired by Jotun from Destiny 2, but well, what do I know?
I'm actually just gonna hang on to that.
Nuclear vessels.
Timing on that boy. You know, I think I'm actually gonna keep the. Wait, actually, what's Jovisek do to armor? Oh, it just gives me the plus 25 crit. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's new.
Kind of
By the
tempted
way.
to take that. Yeah, I was gonna say I think that's new.
All the armors that drop on all the branches have their own perks for armors.
Cool.
And it's not always the same, because right now it's this. I think it's the same. I think Jovisek. No. Actually, Jovisek has different ones for armor and for weapons. But basically, it's not always the same one, and also it's not always the same one for helmets and for armors.
Gotcha. I think I'm just gonna grab a bulk pack and a multi-tool. We're
Yeah,
gonna peace outta here.
going for 100% kills on Nightmare is kinda.
I think that would be a challenge on the ammo front unless you found like a very specific unique item or two. And maybe actually if you went melee, but even then.
Well, recently, before the current patch, it would be very hard because, well, everything would rise up, so you would have to be at the exact point where you kill everything on the map. But right now, with Overkill, yeah, the 100% is actually much more doable.
Besides,
But
we
it's
have a
probably
harder
that-
difficulty than that one, so it's okay that that one's a little busted.
Yeah, I need to swap those two, basically. By the way, there's Inferno and Apocalypse. One of them is unlocked through the Purgatory, and the other one is unlocked through basically getting more badges. So probably the one that is right now unlockable for Purgatory will be unlockable for badges.
I need a melee
Because
weapon.
Apocalypse is unfortunately, like, I would say kind of boring compared to Inferno, which basically adds... Inferno adds Mm, ego keywords. I think that's what they. That's the term usually used. Basically, adds keywords to every enemy in the game. Yeah, which is as ridiculously hard as one can imagine.
Yeah, I've never tried either of those two. I've only made it as far as like ultra violence, and that's basically enough for me. So there's like 2 whole difficulty options that, or 3, I guess, that are out of the realm of my skill, I suppose.
Yeah, but you only played the game for 400 hours, right?
Only 400 hours. Yeah, I'm still a bit of a noob. I consider my
surprises me what
score to
some
be
people can do.
copies sold, not games won, sir.
Oh,
All right.
but there's still so much that could be done.
There really
Unfortunate-
is.
Unfortunately, the reality of game development right now is unless you're doing something as crazy as Tarn Adams is doing, it's much more viable to basically do a sequel instead of constantly working on a single game.
Yeah, yeah. Unless you're like free and open source, or I don't know, somehow just have unlimited budget. Oh, that's why I leveled up, because I walk into this room. There's just dead things everywhere. What's this? Fiends of Sharp? Grants full immunity to pain, but armor is only 25% of the pain. Oh, thanks. Good. Actually, maybe. Let's see. What do I have in advanced weapons? Does the machete work with assassinate?
Yep.
Okay, maybe I should.
That's
grab
a pretty good one.
machete. Although I kind of.
Oh wait, wait a second. But then you'll have a machete and a firestorm, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Not the best combo. Just have to make sure I fire if I'm not
What?
going to jump in.
if the fire wait a second, this is medium? This is medium.
It's just medium. I've almost died to fire twice already. I am still technically immune to fire. I just can't throw out this armor.
Mm-hmm.
So I just have to wait until I can find another armor that can make me immune to fire.
A
How
fully
deep-
leveled up
How deep is this
firestorm.
game? Yes, I mean, there's definitely deeper games out there, but the depth in this game comes from the strategical possibilities and not necessarily from raw overlapping mechanics, I would say. But I don't know. How deep would you say your game is?
Well, compared to Dwarf Fortress, is kind of shallow.
It's more of like a dice-based system. It's more like it feels more like a D&D system while you're just playing, but.
I know, but the point is that contrary to Dwarf Fortress, balance is one of our major focuses.
Balance and code optimization.
Well, code optimization. Okay, that's kind of like a side effect of my how do you call it? OCD. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
kind of my OCD.
Insanity. At least I don't need
But-
to carry ammo anymore. I have a machete and a firestorm. Like, who needs ammo?
But you know, a lot of care was put into the fact that there should be many viable builds, and B, the builds should be more or less similar in strength. There shouldn't be like one build that's way better than the others.
I'm actually kind of worried about killing the boss, though.
Oh wait,
Don't really have the best.
Firestorm should work, and Firestorm and retreat.
It's gonna be
Maybe.
like, shoot at him, lock the door, run away. Shoot at him, lock the door, run away. It's gonna be a pretty cheesy fight, I think.
Also, well, let's be honest. It was one of the major goals of Jupiter Hell was that among all those ASCII roguelikes, this one was supposed to look a little bit better. I think we achieved that goal.
I mean, it looks like a modern
Although-
video game.
Although, to be honest, it was supposed to be a 2D sprite game. It was supposed initially Jupiter Hell was supposed to look like the current Dwarf Fortress release. It was supposed to be non-animated 2D sprites, but unfortunately I couldn't find anybody willing to draw sprites for me, so I had to do it 3D.
And
Which
the
sounds so
original sprite artist
ridiculous.
was kind of employed and busy.
Yeah, and unfortunately the original sprite artist for Doom the Roguelike was becoming a family man at that time and didn't have time for games anymore, so...
It's such a good way to put it.
Hey, Bobtron.
I guess I can just like put all of my previously used as ammo supply into other things now. This into my armor, give me swift, because I'm just sitting on all of these mods and such. Let's give me swap harness. Resilient. I mean, like, what else do I need to do? Just upgrade everything. Since there's also a lot of new folks here, the voice acting for the main character, which might be kind of quiet right now because I haven't turned all the way down, is Mark Meer, who's the voice of Commander Shepard, notably.
Yeah, we got Commander Shepard to swear his ass off.
Yeah.
Which was one of the achievement unlocked things. I won't say that in the sequel we'll have Jennifer Hale, but maybe.
That would fit.
Yeah, and she's interested, so.
I mean, she's like just doing Bayonetta, right? Like she's got nothing else better to do, right? Just indie games.
No, the point was that there was supposed to be a female playable character for Jupiter Hell, but unfortunately, like we had to put a lot of things on the cutting floor, which I'm really sad about, and just focus on surviving by making another game and making the ports. But none of the features that when I was speaking about Jupiter Hell, I mentioned a lot of features, and all of those are basically put into a sequel project that will probably be our third big game, hopefully. He actually recorded that one when we were doing the Kickstarter for this game. Where there was a special message from Mark Meer, and it was, "This is my favorite roguelike on this." So yeah, we got that one. And if you and another quote that was another Mass Effect related quote is that if you quickly go to the next elevator when entering the level, he goes, "I should go," or "I should fucking go."
There also is a curse word slider. So by default, he doesn't actually curse that much, but you can turn it up so that he just swears like ridiculously large amounts.
Yeah, because every game should have a curse word slider.
Oh yeah, for sure. Come on, I'll walk away from this.
I wonder why nobody did that to Mass Effect yet.
Why nobody's
Backboard
put the voice
backboard
lines in this game?
Yeah, backboard the curses. Probably because most of the people play FemShep anyway, so.
So me jumping around like this, that's the assassinate perk that I was talking about earlier with the kind of multiple classes that you can have in the late game, which is why I'm able to just like jump across the map like that. We can go open the hangar, I think. Let's go shoot a rocket launcher and then run away and say sorry and do it on repeat for a little bit.
No, ironically, this master trait is actually inspired by Mass Effect. The assassinate one, but only people who played the multiplayer portion of Mass Effect 3 would actually recognize it. So
I never played Mass Effect 3, let alone the multiplayer.
I played way too much. I spent
Also, another thing about
tell
these
anybody.
like poison clouds is they wouldn't be here if I hadn't gone through that alternate route and done that puzzle to make me immune to poison. All right, so that way, that way, that way. Wait a turn. Step up. Okay, finally not full yet. Now fire. Step this way. This way. Lock the door. Tell him to behave
I
himself.
think he got it.
Yeah, I think we got it. He'll burn. Come over here, big guy. Ow. This one's gonna hurt. Kind of regardless of where I go. Just need to wait. Now we got it. Just check the other door.
Yeah. The big chunker.
This build
So yeah,
has
the code
legs.
the code name for this boss was Chonker, and Chonker was the code name for my brother's cat because he's quite huge.
I just want to say that I'm disappointed that your brother's cat didn't voice this boss.
Well, he's unfortunately he isn't a very vocal cat.
Okay, so we did voice it then.
Kinda.
I'm
Yeah,
going to
and-
repair my armor. Right
And Mass Effect 3 was multiplayer was Loki. I think that's the whole reason they actually made multiplayer in Andromeda. The multiplayer part was like they didn't plan on doing much with it, but so many people started playing it that every next BioWare game had to have a multiplayer component.
So we've now got bleed status, immunity, and acid shield, which is almost as many like resistances as I would want by the end of a run. But oh my god, why are they right in front of me? Back up a bit.
Yeah,
here,
you
do this.
got a lot of resistances actually. You've got poison resistance. You
Yep.
still got the fire resistance, right?
I dumped the fire resistance at the beginning of this because I wanted better
Ooh.
armor.
Okay, so don't shoot face blank.
Yeah, I can't do that.
The firestorm.
Otherwise, Firestorm will be a problem, but I think we'll be okay. Earth
Yeah,
Zone
but fire.
two.
Last version, fire was a little bit overtuned.
A little bit, really.
Yeah. if you played last version,
I definitely did. I was doing the weekly Hyper Strange streams at that point, and I died a couple times to fire. Kind of out of nowhere, usually. It was like, I caught fire. Oh, I'm dead. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that won't happen anymore. There are a couple of things that changed in terms of fire. For example, if you take a medkit, not only does it clear the fire off you, it does clear the patch of fire under your legs. And the same goes with smoke. It not only clears fire from you, it also clears smoke patches. So right now it's poison also. Both of them are now creating a smoke or a toxic cloud clears fire, right?
Mhm.
And also the negative resistance, as for example the Europa boss, no longer will infinitely stack fire. Because what happened was that, for example, the boss got hit by 10 stacks of fire,
Aww.
which created a 7-stack, how do you call it? A 7-stack flame underneath him, which then was multiplied by 2 because he was susceptible to fire, so it was multiplied by 2, so it got 14, which then created a 11-stack of flames, and forward and forward and forward, right? So a single napalm grenade would basically kill the Callisto boss.
Well, there goes me hoarding napalm grenades for the second boss.
I think you can put out those fires by using a smoke grenade.
I got another thing that can give me
I'm
fire
not
resistance.
100% sure, Mr. Progressor.
Yeah, let's grab this.
Lawrence forces, I don't think so. I mean, not many enemies have significant resistances.
I always assumed that like fire imps resisted fire, but
Yeah, they do.
okay. Well, then,
And they are susceptible to cold, and the other way around.
it's pretty obvious.
The ice
then.
imps. Yep.
So unless it like states it specifically in their name, they're not specifically resistant to it.
And yeah, Lawrence, the Andromeda multiplayer was the best one they actually did.
Did they? Oh yeah, I guess Andromeda did have multiplayer. Oh.
Yeah, Andromeda was a shitty game with a great multiplayer component.
They should release that multiplayer as free to play by itself.
They should have. They should have.
They should have
They
gone
would-
Call of
they
Duty
would-
with it, where the game is a
they would-
$70 DLC.
They would actually, I think, totally make money if they started producing content for the multiplayer component and released it for free. They would make money on selling the loot boxes. They would totally make money.
EA Games or doing something smart, never. For some reason, I always forget that that's massive. Anyway. Like, for some reason, EA and Mass Effect just, like, doesn't overlap in my brain. Still kills the Cryomancer, it just takes longer. So you just need, like, 2 or 3 napalm grenades now. Oh, that's good to know. It's just one napalm grenade, or shooting him once with one fire weapon isn't, like, an insta-game. Although, like, you know, we probably still have a pretty good weapon for him. I mean, Firestorm against Cryomancer is
Yep.
probably going to be a pretty good start. So I'm just going to extract these multi-tools. Keep it for armor repairs, and then, because I have a bulk pack, I can put fire resistance on my armor again. Right there.
Yeah, but it's just resistance. It's not full fire.
I mean, it's not fireproof, but hey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still slightly less likely to accidentally kill myself with my own weapon. Also, there's wind chill in this map. Great. I mean, what I actually want is cold resistance, but whatever. Also, Hollow Rocks.
Well, most of the branches right now have a way to get cold resistance. In
I don't know
Europa.
which branch it is in this zone. I know the Callisto alternate branches really well.
Something changed. Something changed this in terms of getting. Let me just take a look.
But things generally change when there's 2 patches. Not that I'm too worried about being able to finish this zone in on medium, but
Huh.
anyways, we fixed the
yeah.
heating circuit now.
Okay. I don't remember exactly, but the branch that doesn't have cold resistance as one of the potential rewards for finishing it has actually cold resistance as armor perk in the manufacturer armor perk.
Oh, interesting. Which zone?
So most of the branches have a way to get some cold resistance right now.
I want to go to the pit, but I'd feel bad if I killed the dog again. Where should I go? What do you think? I've never actually finished Habitat on this area. I've always failed it. Even on easy, I failed it, which is like kind of...
Habitat is kind of hard.
It's kind of brutal. It used to be like the
But
only
it's
zone I
way-
would go to, and then when you like added the alternative objectives, I'm like, I just die here now. This is great.
But it's not the hardest objectives are the CRI ones, right? The CRI laboratory and Blackside. Those are the objectives that are next to impossible to actually achieve.
I believe it. Since that you've added those now. I'm thinking we go
I had a-
Ruins, just because it's cool.
Yeah.
Not a Europa Concourse, although I hate Europa Concourse. But easily my most disliked level in the entire game. Because the number of times I've walked in there, gotten surrounded, and then immediately died.
Yeah,
that was a rocket.
Lawrence, this is one thing that I actually think about adding in the sequel is that the moment that you will be there will be some kind of like a I really wanted to do that for the base version, but there will be a encyclopedia in the game, and the moment that you'll get to a branch exit that you already like kind of solved or have some information or visited it a few times, it will have hints within the UI about the branch mechanics.
Oh,
Because
just
I
to
think that
remind
this
you?
is, yeah, no. Actually, they will be slowly revealed through finding, for example, how do you call them, terminal messages.
Oh, and
Because I
like,
think this branch mechanics are really nice because they give a big variety between branches, but I think they are still something that is too opaque. What would be the word?
yeah, I mean that is a word, yes. Yeah, I would agree
They can
with
be
that.
figured out by yourself, but this requires a lot of game time to actually figure it out, right? I don't know, just throwing it out there.
I would like that. I mean, as long as it's just like a run-to-run thing and not like, not every run slowly revealing it. But I don't know. I would even be okay with it like in an in-game wiki too. But like, yeah, it's.
Well,
That
yeah,
would
the
be
idea
neat
is
if it
to
was
have
kind
some
of like a
kind of.
little whodunit. I think that would be more interesting actually if it was more of like a Noida thing where the objectives changed. I don't know.
No, I
Maybe
did
I'm
want to
being
have that one.
gatekeepy, being like maybe that's a bit much. But I don't know. I guess it depends on how it's like presented. If it's something that's like easily acquirable every time and you just learn how to do that, then that would just be the task, right? It would be going to the level, check the things to remind yourself of what the hell you need to do to complete the level, and then complete the level. So you'd need to add in some sort of time pressure or something. Like I feel like it would need more than just like, oh, it just slowly reveals it.
I get you. Well, one of the ideas also was, oh wait, you got. Okay, never mind. One of the ideas also was to have a random branch, which would be indistinguishable from the handcrafted ones. That was the ultimate idea for future patch, but unfortunately we won't get there within the confines of the current version. Because I kind of figured out that some of these, the branch mechanics and branch, feel could be randomized. That would be, I think, the ultimate way to like kind of like an ultimate version of Jupiter Hell. Like I don't know, Jupiter Hell Eternal or Jupiter Hell Forever.
I don't know. Did id Software take the name Eternal permanently now, or like can you still name a game something Eternal?
No, I think they won't mind. And even if
probably
they
still
do,
safe.
that will just bring us more sales, right?
Potentially. That or it would just make it harder to search for. What's my
But I still
branch here?
I still prefer the Forever one. Because no game with Forever in its title could be bad, right?
Yeah, definitely. No games with the word forever in its title have ever been bad. No chance of it ever being bad. I just slowly move through. Gotta get the concourse. Surely. Yeah, definitely. I think it's more like one game named itself Forever, and now nobody else will do it. Especially if it's a sequel.
Oh, wait. Wait a second, really? I think I saw a game with Forever in its title.
I was just making that up, but I can't think of another game that's like a major release that has the word forever in its title, like off the top of my head. Might as well use one of these billion medkits I have.
Because that would be even better. If there isn't one.
Well, I mean, it would have to be a sequel or a continuation, right? Oh yeah, also the unique items level up, for reference. So what does it do now? What? Guess it just does more damage, it looks like. I like that the big guy here just got frozen by the Cryo Reaver behind him. Very convenient, actually. Walk away from that. Everybody's just like madly searching for like major releases that have had the word forever in their title. I mean,
That
that's
is correct.
No One Lives
Super
Forever
Meat Boy
count,
Forever. What Super Meat Boy Forever does.
That game wasn't good though. Like it was widely disliked.
Okay, challenge accepted. Let's break the curse. We need a good game with forever in its title.
I have a question. I just gibbed a watcher. Are they fleshy? I thought they were like robotic.
They are flesh,
Huh.
but they always gib.
Oh, interesting.
Also, the only way to meet an exalted watcher is to actually have one generate. They are tough son of a bitches.
Yeah, also I think that No One Lives Forever gets a free pass as I think it's old. I'm pretty sure that No One Lives Forever is older than Duke Nukem Forever. Maybe not its development cycle, but...
Also, it would only count if it was a sequel to a game called No One Lives.
This is true. Yeah, it would have to be No One Lives and then Forever. These are very specific parameters, making it very easy to complete. Also, for anybody watching, I did also take a perk called Swashbuckler, which automatically swaps me to my melee weapon when I attack something in melee, which includes currently just pressing 6 on my keyboard to use that ability. So I can just auto swap over to the right weapon instead of having to manually swap over to the right weapon. And then bang them in their face, and bang, they're dead.
But it made me realize that Super Jupiter Hell would also be an interesting name.
Interesting. There is also, of course, plenty of other planets in the solar system you could go with.
No, that's a sequel.
Oh, right, okay. The sequel to the sequel.
But like long ago, I decided that Saturn Hell doesn't have a nice ring to it, so I registered Titan Hell.
And I guess, like, Jupiter Purgatory doesn't really have the same ring to it.
Purgatory is already here, right?
Jupiter Heaven works pretty good, but then people would think it was a Rhythm Heaven game. Jupiter Hell, help
Well,
too.
that's
Help,
the
we need more
code name.
funding.
And yeah, the obvious non-Neptune joke.
Do not place a sequel to video game on Uranus. Joke.
Wanderlust, initially Jupiter Hell was supposed to be a blend between two games. It was supposed to be a blend between Doom the Roguelike and Alliance RL. Still some things from Alliance RL, so from Alliance also made it to the game, but not much. But that would be still considered like the second biggest inspiration.
Time to get more medkits. I'm actually just gonna get some stim packs. It's easier. Seems smart.
And yeah, Jupiter Hell is a direct... I mean, it is Doom the Roguelike, but with... how do you call that? With the IP filed off?
Yeah, it's like you just remove everything that they could sue you for. And press the ship button, because that's all you need to do when making a video game, right?
Yeah. Export to console, and you're done.
Yeah. Because it's a very simple video game that runs in Unity. It doesn't run in Unity, by the way. Alright, let's...
It has its downsides.
Yeah.
Well,
like
but
porting it
at least
back.
we don't have to... At least we don't have to hire a whole team to port it. Which most people do when they want to port the game to Switch. Like even id Software and Digital Extremes with Warframe. Both of them actually, hired whole teams to support the game.
I'm so happy I just found a Pierce rifle.
Oh, you got the third slot.
Oh yeah, I picked up the third slot with the last level quietly. So,
Haven't even noticed it.
now I have a barbed Pierce rifle. That's just mean. Like, that's just bad manners. So it's like, I don't care about your armor, and also now you're bleeding. Yeah, I'd had a, oh, what's it called? The, chain gun in my inventory for a minute.
Wanderlust, it's mostly downsides, but it has also the upside of being really fun to do. And that was, I think, ultimately that was the reason why I did it.
Just because it was fun?
Yeah, it was fun. And now we are kind of stuck with it because doing everything from scratch in Unreal would take more time than doing the next game based on this engine.
I mean, now you do have the toolset, right? So.
Well, once we have it working on all three consoles, that will be a big benefit.
Bit of trivia. The bit of trivia is a heavily modded version of Doom was used to make a Sonic fan game. I mean, there's Sonic fan games for like literally like there's a Sonic the Hedgehog mod for Dwarf Fortress. Like, I'm pretty sure Sonic just shows up everywhere, so that actually doesn't surprise me at all. It's kind of like if it exists, there's probably a Pokemon mod for it.
Well, yeah, which reminds me that one of the things that is still coming to Jupiter Hell is actually the modding system.
Oh, really? I
We
thought
haven't.
that got canned.
Yeah, no. Full workshop support will be in.
I guess it's more of a thing that once you've done it with one game, it's easier to do it for the second game.
And it's easier to test out all the kinks on a previous game than go all in with a untested game.
So we get to beta test it, is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for it.
I don't know how big of a modding community we can still manage. Hopefully the console releases will put some more eyes onto the game. But, the modding capabilities will be there. And we will have the inevitable Pokemon mod, probably. Because, the code for Rexio is there, so...
True,
you can
yeah.
have your Pokemons.
You just need to make him shoot lightning, which I'm sure wouldn't be too difficult.
A lightning gun is the one thing that we didn't implement. It was planned.
I do also have 2 phase kits, so I can be greedy.
But you know what? I think we might still do it. The lightning gun.
Just chain lightning things. I do have to thank
there
you
is
for
a-
putting little circles around the spikes, by the way.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like right now, watching it on stream and having the window even smaller than the screen itself, I can't see them anyway. The spikes. How will mods be handled on the GOG version? So the problem with modding GOG, I mean the problem with Steam Workshop is that mods itself in the game will be completely independent of Steam Workshop, but whether somebody places the mod anywhere else than Steam Workshop is beyond our control. So there will be no technical reason why mods couldn't be just uploaded onto anywhere. However, we cannot force authors that put their work onto Steam Workshop to put their work, for example, on Nexus. It's beyond our reach. But there will be no reason why you can't. Basically, how mods will work is you throw into a subfolder a folder with the mod, and it's basically and you also will probably be able to click it, select it within in-game UI, and that's it. If you will use Steam, they will be automatically enabled when you download and install them.
Found an ancient
Ooh.
heart elixir. It's a suspicious liquid, and you wonder if it still has potency. Turns out it does. But we don't want to piss off the Elder Gods too much. I need to find a sacrifice. You know, it's kind of funny that you talk about the modding thing, though, because, like, that's the exact issue that Dwarf Fortress is hitting right now, where it's like they have the itch.io version and the Steam version, and also then there's all the people playing on the website version. Although I do actually wonder how many people that is currently, and how many people have just moved over. So, God, those watchers are pain. It's like so damn slow.
The Cryo Watchers aren't such a pain. The Pyro Watchers and the Exalted Watchers, those are pain.
Lower difficulty ones aren't an issue. In Callisto, that certainly seems to be the case.
Yeah, we didn't want to make Callisto harder. We just wanted to make, encounters more interesting, right?
Makes sense.
Ooh.
Grumbling in the dark.
Yeah, burning against having a firestorm on Europa is quite useful.
Just a warning, we are going to get hit by ads in 25 seconds now, so some people might not be able to hear us. Because I've turned over to the dark side. Although people who are very wise will know that you can watch Twitch streams through VLC and not see any ads, but I can level up Assassinate, which is very beneficial.
Yeah, level 3 will have some insane damage right now.
Yeah, I'll have to try it. I've been using the rocket launcher on too many of these cold enemies.
Speaking of using machetes and things like that, Blade Master, Blade Dancer got also buffed.
Oh, really?
If you want to try this someday.
I don't know if we'll do that today. I think I'll probably just do the one run today, but definitely on the someday list of things to do. Yeah, currently still just very much stuck in the I'm playing a lot of Dwarf Fortress right now, kind of mode for obvious reasons. Although,
Yeah,
shoutouts to
understood.
chat room, though, and all of those of you who've stuck around. It's definitely, nice to be able to venture out of the safe, quiet realms of Dwarf Fortress to be able to promote other games from time to time. Well, I want to know what Cartel Recon Tech does. What does that do? Oh, really? Interesting. Just straight up, like, more experience. Huh. It's your first time here? Really, Orange? It's a mighty big badge for your first time here. Definitely, like, had your friend log onto your PC, and you're just like, man, where did all my money go? I think I'm gonna go sacrifice this armor. Let's see if
This
they'll
is
take
just
it.
it's a visual mod for Dwarf Fortress. Go back to Larkin.
Nah, not enough. Piggy bastards. All right, let's go breach this vault and see if there's stuff in there I can sacrifice. Maximus, thanks for the prime. Let's go see what we can do in here.
This is gonna be a hell of a
All right, well, these guys need to get assassinated. No. No room to phase shift? Oh, right. Yeah, okay. I guess he's completely surrounded. Apparently also no room? Wonder if it's because I'm bright.
Might be.
Weird.
Yeah, it was a wrong. No. He needs space behind him.
Oh, okay.
So if there's a space in front
they
of
were all
him,
standing there. Gotcha.
yeah, you should have targeted the last one. Then you could have done it.
Gotcha. I think I already have an AV2 machete. Yeah, I do already. Well, I could take this hunter rifle and we could go give that to it, probably. That's probably enough. Well, that was a skill issue then, clearly. Let's go over here. And go here. It's a nice hunter rifle. Damn, molten, calibrated, and scope. Ooh. Banshee. That not enough?
Molten, useful. Correct. What's wrong with the door? I mean, with the elevator.
Oh, this one?
Uh-huh.
It's just a strong room.
Locked?
It needs to be unlocked at the terminal.
Ah,
I thought that I had to sacrifice items in order to not get completely murked at the end of this zone, but...
it's the other way around. The other one is sacrificing. This one is not taking.
Oh, am I running backwards? Okay. See, this is why the hints would be a good idea. Is because I have the right idea. I'm just in the wrong zone. Which is fine.
It took me a moment to remind myself also.
Oh,
So
also, I should go open that door. Who are these
yeah,
people?
I haven't.
Who are these
Yeah,
people?
I haven't watched. Ooh, this might get really ugly really fast.
Eh,
I'm gonna stop talking.
I'm sure we got this. You can talk at chat. Chat, quick, come up with some super technical, complicated questions so it's distracting.
Now I've seen many runs end in a room like this.
On medium?
Mm-hmm. Overconfidence is a slow and insidious.
That is
killer.
true. Facts. Alright, let's see what spawns. Oh, resilient and unstable. That's
NFTs in 30 seconds. Ponzi scheme. Done.
okay, you I jumped to. I think I got him. Yeah, we're blue. We're good. Another hunt. Wow. Freezing cleaner. Oh boy. If only I had a different build. Ooh, although worth. Got a camo boost and improved stealth. EV3 utility. Let's go. I didn't even have a utility before. Explain NFTs to the best of your understanding in 30 seconds. Scam. You probably already answered that one, but.
Yeah, I answered it with Ponzi scheme.
Oh, same thing. Ow. Okay. Did that damage me?
I'm not.
I don't think that did. Unless I was overhealed.
If you kill an explosive enemy in melee, it doesn't hurt you.
Oh, really? Okay, interesting. Huh.
That's why the bots that you melee, don't explode.
Oh, that's just funny that it's an unstable enemy and I just jump into a huge explosion, but I'm just fine. All right, exit time.
At least I think that's what it is.
Regardless, it
been
didn't
at the-
damage me, so. Exit
Well, you
time,
won't
so-
see me doing a NFT game anytime soon. That's for sure.
Although the best thing to come out of NFTs was that folding ideas video.
Holding ideas? Haven't heard.
He's a YouTuber, and it was basically just it was like a 2-hour long I would call it's 2-hour long what's the word, video essay on NFTs, and it completely dismantles the entire thing from the ground up, explaining every single system and how they work, and then right up until the NFT crash. It's very, very well put together video.
I think I started watching that at some point.
Fantastic video. I think that video single. Look at chat, just like everybody agrees. It's like and that video. I think single-handedly like dismantled a large portion of that industry. So it got like 7 million views or something. Well, I guess I'm getting a 10% move speed boost because I'm greed. Speaking of greed, break the store down. Aw, this is just a little cryo boy back here. Or have a rocket launcher. Oh, stealth away. I'm just gonna wait for them to walk out. Come to me, or don't. Oh, there's something behind him apparently.
My cat is currently trying to distract me.
Success, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There's another one of these guys sitting here. How dare you burn me? Guess
Although, ironically, you could actually use ASCII roguelikes as a platform to implement all those things that all those people that talk about NFTs that don't know anything about game development talk about, right? That you could use items from one, game into another. I can totally see that actually working in an ASCII roguelike.
Yeah, I think that's like one of the only instances where that would work and be like not $1 billion to develop for.
Yeah, probably so.
Napalm with the important questions.
The cat's name Lua. Like the programming language, yes.
Still just love. I'm gonna have so many multi-tools by the end of this run, it's gonna be ridiculous. If my armor breaks, you guys all have my personal permission to laugh at me. Because it's just 1,000% my own fault.
My.
I found the exit. EMP grenade or napalm grenade? Or do I
And
drop
yeah,
some multi-tools?
exactly the Lua programming language is the reason. Because, well, it's obviously not obvious, but the game we are currently playing right now is half made in C++ and half made in Lua.
I don't know
And I
anything
got
about how
cat-
Lua works, so.
On my lap, so. And she's purring.
I'm really, really enjoying this rocket launcher. It's very rare that I'll actually get, like, a unique that
gotta
fits with my build well enough where I use it.
Well, it actually is it's a great compliment to Assassinate, in my opinion. Because
little
it's a
tricky, you have to be
ranged
careful where you jump.
area of effect weapon, right?
Yep.
Which is exactly the thing that you cannot do an Assassinate towards. A big clump of enemies. On range,
Well,
right?
Bad.
Well,
And
yeah,
live to
you're
tell
playing
about
medium.
it? Okay, sure. I'll agree with you there. But you can't.
okay. And just because you can doesn't even mean you should.
We never said about whether or not you should.
Fucking reload already.
Print screen, hello world end. Is that what all you know about in Lua? Orange?
The blood god.
Let's go down here, grab that. Blood for the blood glod, yada yada.
Yeah, I wanted to say the same thing. The parentheses don't match. You cannot open with one parenthesis and close with the other.
Oh, I see.
Well, that might be actually true. Firestorm is one of the better. I think it's one of the best right now early game uniques that you can find. And you leveled it up to level 3, right?
I think we're on level 2.
So
still. Yeah, we're getting close to level 3.
Well, at level 3, its regeneration rate is really... Ouch!
Very
Don't bite the... Don't bite.
Cat like is completing its natural programming.
The cat wants to, you know, free me from the chain of my headset, right?
Yes.
No, she didn't bite me. She's biting the cable.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's good. So wait, were you saying ouch on behalf of the cable then?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I do that too. I was supposed to be
Well-
taking care of a cat today, but it didn't end up happening. The weather's too bad, and my parents didn't want to go traveling, so we're like, well, we'll do a staycation instead. We'll keep the pets. I'm like, yay, I don't have to take care of a senile cat.
How old is the cat?
He is 21.
Oh, wow. That's a
He
lot.
can barely see. His back legs don't work, so he has to be put on chairs or he complains. He wants to be on your lap at all times, but if you touch him, he gets mad at you because he hurts.
Ouch.
He's a lovely elderly man. And somehow he still kills rats. He gets into cat fights occasionally in the summer and wins. Although, according to
Wow.
Mom, he doesn't move for like 3-4 days after that because he just complains that they have to bring him food. Yeah, he's a very elderly cat. For reference, we got him when I was like 8, 7. Like I'm almost 30.
Wow. Yeah, friend of mine who also programmed some stuff on Jupiter Hell, he had to put down his cat 2 years ago, I think, and she was only 10, so
Wow.
yeah, 20 is
Yeah, our cat's an older Russian blue, or my parents' cat, I guess. So was my cat growing up, but he's an older Russian blue, and that cat's come within like a couple hairs of dying a number of times in his life, including getting both of his back legs shattered and dislocated, and his front leg broken all at once. We think he got into a tussle with a raccoon, so
survivor.
yep.
You know what his master trait is? My favorite special
Interesting.
level.
You know, I kind of like this extra 10% movement speed, but this just seems so nice for the next boss. I might just take this.
Well, you do have. Do you? Hmm.
I don't have any other cold resistance currently, I don't think. I got fire resistance, acid shield, bleed resist. I've got everything but cold resistance.
I think you can check your resistances in the inventory screen, right? In the character screen.
Yeah, so I've got 100% resistances to EMP. I'm not sure why that's there. Acid, bleed, and toxin and fire. 50% on fire.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm 28.
Okay, your choice.
Yeah, I think I'll take it. Time is finite, mortal. I mean, obviously we're gonna tempt them. I'm gonna piss them off.
Oh yeah, because you got the CRI phase devices.
Although I do have like the best armor I could possibly have right now, so maybe I shouldn't.
AV free combat armor with a kinetic shield.
Kinetic shield is pretty good. But
Yeah.
acid,
Well, there aren't many acid. I mean, how much?
What the hell?
oh,
How
no,
many
no,
arc-
inventory. Doesn't let me pick it up. God damn it.
Well, you don't want the frozen heart, or do you?
I mean, I could. Why not? Even just to tease like the evils.
Oh, actually, wait a second.
Hmm.
Wait a second. I think I'm going to spoil it for you. You know that carrying around the frozen heart actually has an effect right now?
No, I didn't, but
Looks
if
good.
it does, we'll take it. Thing
It
is, I
gives
need to drop something
you-
from my inventory. For the CMP made. I don't need that. So, If you're really greedy, chat, and you take all the items from the temple gets real mad at you and tries to kill you. Just gonna stand here where you can't see me. Oh, that like not an option? God dang it. You're too creative. Alright, well, let's just see where it phases me to. It's probably somewhere safe, right? I have 3 of them. Jesus. Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Yep.
Piece of cake. And then the whole temple fills up. All right. Downwards.
I should fucking go.
So you took the heart?
Did I not?
Warmer.
Yeah, I took the
So
heart.
you should.
Yeah,
So
frozen
you
heart.
should have an effect right now on the characters.
It would be weird if they didn't spawn them.
Yeah, you've got 150% cold resist right now.
Oh, wow. Wow, that... Hold on a second. What happens when I get cold now?
No, basically the point is, if you're carrying the frozen heart, you are immune to cold damage.
So it just gives you 100% cold resistance then.
Yep.
Wow. Huh.
So even if you don't want, even if you don't intend to, even if you don't intend to go to the cathedral and sacrifice it, even then it's useful.
That's good, because like up until now, it's just been like kind of a wasted item slot, unless you're going to somewhere very specific to do something very specific. Oh, stupid rock got in the way. It's like, yes, that's a good chance to hit. No, it's not. All right, so there's our boss. A 40% chance to hit. Come on.
Whee!
Ow. That hurt.
Now the question is, does the Cryomancer need a buff?
Have you buffed him since he was added?
No,
Probably.
but I debuffed the napalm grenades, right?
True.
I mean, I debuffed his vulnerability to fire. It used to be way. I mean, one shot. Yeah, he would be dead right now
Yes.
if not the change in the
I mean,
vulnerability.
does he need a buff? No. Does he need another phase? Maybe.
Well, we'll see. Anyway, the plan is to do some, like minor adjustments like that will still be made to the game, and I think they will still be made like 2 years from now.
I might actually move. We're gonna-
You thought you could escape my wrath.
Not directly. Indirectly, maybe. Did he just teleport? Or am I...
No, but you got the Temple Guardians from the temple coming right now.
Oh, right. Yeah,
all
that's a thing
all of
that
the
happened.
ones that you haven't killed, but they are not infinite anymore.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I did actually forget about that effect. Turns out, deep game. I think I got another phase kit. And, like, stupid amounts of med kits.
Well, you can run.
Yeah, I might actually just do that.
On the other hand, the Firestorm is like the buff weapon against Temple Guardians.
It's just these guys, this one cryo guy here that I'm a little concerned about. Alright,
And
let's
there's a pink
just...
chest. You're leaving. Hey, you can assassinate him, right? And
I could, but I'll catch
if you would,
fire.
if you would assassinate him, you would immediately teleport out.
No, not anymore because I hit him
Not
once.
anymore. Not
Yeah,
anymore.
which is kind of my intention. I didn't want to teleport out. I wanted to jump down to here. Grab Dodge Master. Swap
Well, now
back
you
over
have
to
two pillars of cover, right? You could technically try to
That is the plan.
see whether you can. Where did that guy come from?
I don't know. Was just wondering that myself.
Then.
And I still have this Pierce rifle.
Okay, I think the boss fight is fine.
I
For
mean-
now.
It's plenty hard if you go the route that we did. Considering this
I mean,
is
this
medium,
was way more exciting. I think this was way more exciting than just, you know, notice the enemy, throw a napalm grenade, wait, and, you know, go to the exit.
for sure, yeah. I mean, like, this boss was very underwhelming previously, but it feels like it's in a good place right now. Oh, also, I've now got partial burn resistance, so that's good. I'm not gonna constantly be setting myself on fire. It's almost more for my armor than it's for me. See that little hole in the ground right there? Where'd you go, Cryomancer?
That's actually a great idea. The AI should be hunting you. Maybe he got burned too much.
He got a little too burned. He's like,
Screw it, I'm out of here.
you're gonna have to buy me a nicer dinner next time. He's just like standing in the exit. That or he's like blocked his own
Right.
pathing
Yeah.
with the thingies.
I hate this job. No, he probably blocked his own path with the icicles. Because he was jumping around too much. There's a warlock aura. Oh yeah, he must
That
be
is
somewhere
his
around
aura.
that. Yeah.
Although I've seen that warlock aura before and it's confused me. It's like, wait, what? There's a warlock? What's going on?
Yeah, it should be renamed
There he is.
Cryomancer aura.
I teleport to him?
No, he's almost dead.
Yeah, fuck it. Got him. I didn't catch myself on fire though, somehow. Oh, and then I could get acid dreams if I wanted. For hours of meetings, well, welcome back. Chat, can we get a round of beers for defeating that boss? Well, there's 2 left, so we'll take them out. One by one. Oh, did I not get it? Oh, come on.
So much, so much debris and blood.
Yeah, no kidding. This map's a little messy now. Like, just look at what's, like, how, like, the carnage that's everywhere. I always love it in a game when, like, there's so much carnage that the game can't load it all at once. Like, as I move around, stuff's just phasing in and out.
Yeah, I need to increase the limits because it isn't even a performance issue. It's just, you know, set limits, and I'm like, 512 puddles of blood should be enough.
Is that actually how many puddles is 512?
Probably something like that.
To say that's a very specific number.
Well, it's a very, you know, round number, right?
True. Yes.
How did I get here?
You know,
Alright.
you know, programmers, you know, they look at 1,000, you know,
On to the more doomy looking
24,
level.
and then they're like, oh, a round number.
Time for the most doomy looking area. So which pathway should we try? Depending on what spawns, obviously.
I think Cathedral or Noxious.
Cathedral or Noxious? I was kind of thinking Cathedral because I do have the heart, although I don't know if I'll take the Monkey's Paw. Mostly because I'm not sure if any of them would, well... Yeah,
You
I
know,
don't
I
think
still
any of them would really benefit me. Except for maybe...
And the power one always benefits. Yeah,
does
the
it though?
strike one. Yeah, it makes you easier to kill.
Makes you die immediately. I've never finished a run with that thing. Not for a lack of trying either.
I think it goes well with Survivor.
Yeah,
Or
it
does
goes
it?
well with like mercenary or marine, not mercenary perks.
That takes care of this area.
All right, so I guess now we can finally swap out for the weeb weapon.
Oh yeah, the katana.
So I guess I'm going to dismantle my machete and swap over to a plain old fancy machete.
Don't text.
What, don't hit the wrong one?
Pack's full.
No, I was referring to the description.
Oh,
A weapon
Yes.
for more civilized.
Someone added me recently about the Deagle description, and added CS:GO also.
CSGO probably didn't retweet that, right?
No.
You might be able to get some retweets from fancy CSGO people who like CSGO. We're like, hey, that's a funny reference. Retweet.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was also the German version. I'm quite surprised that the translation didn't get butchered.
Oh, really? What is this game? So this is the spiritual successor to Doom the Roguelike. This is made by the guy that I'm talking with. His name's Cornell, or
Hello.
goes by Epion CF in the chat. And it's a game that I have 400 plus hours in. So before that one guy from YouTube is like, why are you doing cheap sponsored segment for random? I don't do those. Not really. Not very often anyway. But this is a game that I really like, and I play it whenever there's an update. And there was an update like a week ago, but I was too busy dwarfing to, jump in. So we're doing a developer walkthrough of a single run, and then we'll probably continue with regularly scheduled Dwarf Fortress programming. I'm not sure what I'll do after this run's over, to be honest. But yeah, continuing on.
Yeah, I will probably leave mid IO
Gotcha.
because I'm getting really
I will be
sleepy
finishing this
here.
one run. I mean, it is pretty late for you.
Hmm.
Increases melee guard. That's power. Your eye out.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that they made a GOG.
Are GOG sales hard to
also-
do?
Oh yeah, because the oh, just let me check.
Well, it's nice to have a.
LC Pablo. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say it's nice to have a nicer weapon now, so I can actually do this.
Yep.
What, the return to streaming and chances? Yep.
I ask myself, LC Pablo. I ask myself that every week because I have a slot in my calendar, like a repeating event of a streaming slot, and I keep deleting it and saying, yeah, next week I'll start streaming next week.
What's the slot? Because we should just like pester you an hour before it.
It's Tuesdays on somewhere like an hour before you begin streaming.
Okay. So chat room, 8 a.m. Pacific on a Tuesday. Set a Google Calendar reminder to remind to at Epion and be like, stream today. You can watch him fiddle with code. I've actually been pestering a few old friends to start streaming again because I'm just like, hey, I could actually like drop a lot of people on you. I'm on fire. That's not fair.
Oh yeah, the Pyro Watcher. Enjoy.
Boy. Do I teleport over there? Fuck it. Why not?
You will still hit him, but you will not drop into the lava.
No, I was just curious as to what else was over here because I saw bullets go off.
Oh yeah, the CRI Marine is also burning.
Oh,
Because he was also an enemy of the Pyro.
Oh, interesting. I was about to ask if they're like not on the same side, but
No, because there's obviously this war on Io, right? Because the CRIs are fighting with the demons, right? But it's only now I realized that the Pyro Watchers will be setting the CRI guys on fire.
that's how you know it's a good video game when the dev doesn't know what's happening.
Okay.
Not enough.
Okay. Well, they're all gonna shoot at me in a second. That was fine.
Every good game has a story. Doom has a story, right?
Shoot thing with shotgun?
No, there is actually a story.
Yeah, there is definitely a story in Doom, but the outcome is simply shoot everything with shotgun.
If you're inclined, you can actually read through the messages that appear on the terminals, and there's a semi-coherent story building up from that.
Which I don't know if my attempts to convince you to make that continue on in the next game or next big project you're working on is going to be successful or not. But what's ironic is there's another game that came out recently that takes place on Callisto that has like a similar premise.
Ah, the worst game on the worst Callisto game, right? The more
worst game?
buggy.
Well, it definitely runs worse.
Yeah, the more buggy one. Okay.
Even though this one predates it by a lot. Commit local changes, I don't even know. I haven't been staring at the terminals particularly closely. All right, so
Yeah, I
recon.
laughed.
What's the option?
I laughed that I can say, oh, it's the other game that's on Callisto.
Isn't there like, there's got to be more than two.
Mm,
There's got to be
No?
more than two games that take place on the moons of Jupiter.
I think I think I can recall a game that took place on Europa, maybe.
Oh yeah, true. Well, okay. Elite Dangerous has it if you
Hasn't
like.
yeah, doesn't count.
You
Doesn't
can't land
count.
on it though, I don't think.
I don't think you can land anywhere in the solar system.
No, I
can
don't
you?
think you can. It just gets yelled. It just gets mad at you. It's like, this is a public park. How dare you?
You could in Frontier, in the second Frontier game. In Elite 2, you could land.
Understandable.
But I don't know if it had the moons of Jupiter there.
You know, Wanderlust, I don't know if this is a bad thing to admit or not, but I've never played Doom 3. I've seen like
Doom
maybe,
3 was also on Mars.
I've seen maybe 10 seconds of footage of it, and that's about it. And I'm like, this doesn't look good.
I haven't tried playing it. But it must have been ages ago.
I know some people like it.
I'm a fucking hoarder, okay?
I mean, I'm not much into the horror kind of games. I'm more of a, you know... The reason I liked Doom was because it was Doom and not because it was a horror game, so... Basically, what they did with Doom 3 totally put me off, but I still consider it a good game. It's a good horror game, but it's not a good Doom game, right?
You know, from people I know who like horror games, don't think it's a very good horror game. It's a good
Oh,
tech
okay.
demo. But then again, I like tech demos. I'm a big fan of Crysis, so...
I did enjoy Crysis, the first one.
Crysis is the
actually-
best game in the world that lets you kill... Because it lets you kill a man with a chicken. Find me another game that lets you, like, throw a chicken at somebody's head so hard that they die. That isn't Dwarf Fortress.
That's better.
Well, I can tell you that Crysis 1 was actually one of the very few FPS games that I actually finished.
Really? I finish
Uh-huh.
it every couple of years.
I don't know, I think I finished maybe like 5 FPS games. Like I usually... I don't count... Obviously, I don't count Deus Ex as an FPS game. Count it as a...
Crysis 1 is
What
a
is that?
legitimately good game that gets a bad rap because 2 and 3 were generic as hell. Oh my god, there's a lot of dudes right here.
The
So
one
what
was
was it you were
beautiful.
saying about don't jump into
Ah.
an area full of
Don't
dudes?
be overconfident. They'll kill you.
I got this.
The M in the top left corner actually has this.
Piece of cake. Just walk around the guy trying to fire the rocket at me. Okay, just easy peasy. The problem is now I really don't have anything to sacrifice. So hopefully we get something out of a chest. You checked out it too. Yeah, I don't think I ever finished Crysis 2. Crysis and Crysis Warhead specifically are both pretty damn good. I wonder if an accuracy
Oh
bug-
yes. Descent had maps on the moons of Jupiter. in the mines on the moons of Jupiter.
Wait, what game?
Descent.
Oh,
It was
Descent.
an old
Yeah,
three
okay.
degrees of 6 degrees of freedom FPS game.
Well, guess I will use this on my armor then. Fine game. Are red cards enough? Or will I get offended at my red cards?
I haven't talked.
Nope.
Recently, I can't tell you.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm a
He's
fucking
picky
hoarder,
about
okay?
Clearly.
people leaving their junk on his altar.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm offending a
did-
easily offended
this might-
god.
This actually might do it.
What,
The med kit.
The med kit?
Big
Well,
med kit.
I've got plenty of those. Let's try that. Descent was the first game I ever remember getting motion sickness from watching, not even playing. Like I watched a friend play it once, and I was like, ugh.
I liked the game, but I didn't like the. Huh? He's really picky today.
Clearly,
No like advanced weapons lying anywhere.
none that I'm willing to give up, and none that I've found. Alright. Although I haven't killed everything yet, so.
Descent was good. Good.
The blood god.
Yeah, no advanced weapons that I've seen. So, unless there's something hiding up here. Nope. Alright, well, I guess we're just not completing this properly. Which is fine. I'm not willing to give up my armor.
Yeah, and your weapon set is pretty good.
Yeah, this would be I'd be happy to have this on, like, ultraviolence.
Well, who let the dogs out?
It's an infestation, clearly.
Too much shit.
Hmm.
Yeah, that sequence in Quake 4, horrible. The truck transformation sequence. Sequence.
I actually replayed the first level of Quake recently.
Like
bec-
Quake 1?
Yeah, because I got an RTX compatible card for the first time, and I was like, well, I need something that's free that can try ray tracing for 5 minutes before I just play Dwarf Fortress forever. So, Quake was one of the games that has a ray trace mode, or mod, I guess. And it reminded me that the first level of Quake 1 is not very good.
Well, Quake 1 didn't age well, let's be
No.
honest.
It was a neat tech demo for its time, but it certainly didn't age well. I was like kind of surprised. I was expecting to enjoy it a little bit more, but unfortunately I didn't.
I think in terms of history, it's basically Quake 3 is what Doom 1 is, basically.
Yeah, pretty much like in like historical importance. Oh, there's a micro launcher. We'll be able to appease the gods with that. Doing okay so far.
The
Oh,
fun
wow,
room.
truly, who let the dogs out? Assassinate level 3 plus 200% critical chance.
Yeah, because I think what you really need is more damage.
Yep.
Insert evil laughter here.
Well, I'm very much... Notice how I keep on increasing my health. And, you know, I'm kind of considering actually just spending like 40% of my multi-tools right now just on more health. Because it's percentage based, right? So, why not try for it? Ow. Because I would like to just one-shot the last boss on each of his cycles. That would be cool.
Stay down.
And probably also get one-shot hid.
Yeah, you might also go for the weapon, right?
From orbit. This
The ultimate assassin weapon.
thing.
Oh, true. Hadn't even contemplated that. I guess
Yeah, it
we
was
could
so
go
long
Inferno.
ago.
We could go Inferno. We could actually try for Inferno. Oh boy.
The probably the place where most down to okay, no. Most down to deaths are probably on down to level 2 with a hunt event.
All right. Well, before I forget, then. Yeah, I guess you don't count Dante's altar as Dante deaths then.
I don't think I think more people actually die on the second level of Dante than they die to the boss. I actually did a small change this patch to make the amount of, because if you're playing on the difficulty that is if you're playing on the proper difficulty, basically the one that you're barely making it through, then a hunt event on level 2 of Dante Station is almost a death sentence.
Yep. It basically, and the last time I made it that far, I actually got Hunt.
So the idea is that right now a hunt event on Dante has 3 or 4 times as long of a timer than it does anywhere else. Like on each moon, the hunt event has another minute added to the timer before enemies get aware. So you have much more time to actually clear some space and have a breathing room.
Oh, so instead of being
somewhere,
a
and-
death sentence, you actually have time to like get around it.
Well, you have 2 possibilities. You can either sprint for the exit, or try to clear up part of the map to make a stand there, right?
Huh.
I think it gives much more. It's much more fair.
Oh hey.
Oh
we
yeah,
got
my
the-
favorite layout.
We got your
Yeah.
favorite layout, yeah.
Because I think this is the only one that actually showcases how fun this tile set is.
Like properly, I think
Mhm.
it's just a pretty fun look for a level, regardless. But it's definitely the most Prometheus of the aesthetics. The nice thing about the aesthetic of this level, though, is it's the good part of Prometheus without the bad parts of Prometheus.
Yeah, there were good parts of Prometheus.
The
Most peop-
set design was phenomenal.
I actually also enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed those parts, and I really.
I feel like I liked
in
Prometheus
hindsight-
more than I should have.
Yeah, in hindsight, I liked the unintentional comedy aspects of it.
For me,
mean,
Prometheus just felt like a gigantic middle finger to the fan base of Alien, and as a fan of Alien, I respect it.
Ooh, ambush.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
What did ambush do? Wasn't that
Um,
like?
After breaking
Alpha
stealth,
Strike?
you return 50% plus 50% critical chance for 3 seconds. You know, honestly, with the amount of crit that I currently have, I think that's a bit redundant.
Wow, and it also has camo boost and recon tech. Huh.
I already have camo
It
boost.
isn't. It isn't a bad. It isn't a bad armor.
No, it's
it's
not
just that they-
bad.
You're. Yeah.
Could do better currently without it. Alright. I just want better armor right now more than anything. Especially since you're like, oh, hey, streamer, how about you, give up, what is it, 75% of your health? If I'm going to do that reliably, I need to, also not off myself.
You still do not one-shot a Siege Ravager.
Nope, still don't. Don't have enough damage yet. Damn, that's a good chain gun. I don't have enough ammo for it. You know what? I might actually sacrifice the Pierce Rifle and keep the chain gun. Yeah,
Yeah, Demon Bane isn't bad.
Demon Bane pretty good. Bye-bye Pierce Rifle. Wonder if anybody's accidentally, sacrificed a unique to that. I definitely have.
I really hope so.
I really hope so. um,
I should add a special effect. I mean that if you sacrifice some things that are really valuable, that you get a really valuable reward.
you should use the line from Dwarf Fortress when you give an artifact to a trader. This is no mere trade. I think I missed a whole corner. Shit. Hold up.
No, I think it's inaccessible.
But there was
Like,
a
there's-
dude over there. There it is.
No, there was a dude. Wait a second.
Yeah,
The
no, there was just a
connectivity
guy
issue? No.
over here. Nothing else.
Okay, everything. Oof.
No, you don't need to go patch your game. It's fine. All right. You would love to see Tarn backseat me one of these days. I gotta ask him if he'd be up for something like that. I think what you might actually see with that sort of thing is you might actually see Tarn backseating Sal on the KitFox channel. Because remember, KitFox just hired Salford Sal to stream for them, streaming Dwarf Fortress specifically. So I don't know exactly what form that's gonna take, but I think that's most likely where you would see that. All right, down to Dark Cathedral.
This place should have stayed buried.
I do need a better katana, if nothing else. Like, desperately, I need a better katana. Screams oft in the distance. Jupiter Hell with Epion. How's things, Phineas? Oh, poison. That's cute. As if that would do something to me.
Reload already.
That's what you get for playing medium runs.
What, poison not damaging me? I probably would have gone the same route regardless. Oh, bleeding hurts though.
If you would have played on hard, you might have died in that strong room.
Oh, I mean, actually, no. If I'd played on hard, I would have died before that. I would have died in Rift, I think.
Oh, due to the mix of poison damage with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I would have died there. Definitely would have died on UV. Oh, this game plays great on the Steam Deck. It's got full controller support. Like, I'm playing entirely on keyboard, but it's got an optional mouse support that you can enable and disable. As well as full controller support.
The only thing that is not currently working is that the on-screen keyboard doesn't immediately pop up if you're asked for a name, and that's the reason why we are not Steam verified.
That's a hilarious reason to not be Steam verified. Although,
Quickly fixable. But my Steam Deck arrived too late for me to fix it before this release.
oh, you have a Steam Deck now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so I'll make it. I'll make sure that everything is polished up.
I'm surprised that Zach and Tarn Adams don't have Steam Decks. Like, you'd think that like if you sell 100,000 copies in a day, they would just like send you one as like a courtesy gift.
Yeah, they would if you would do that before they were sending out free Steam decks, right?
Oh, true. Yeah. Easy. I was gonna say, where's the rest of them? Spawned far enough away.
I'm gonna plug in. I think the Golden Crown Hotel is now working properly on Steam Deck. Yeah.
Got Steam Deck verified.
So I'm good. Yeah. So I don't think it's verified because he's still waiting for the thing, the widget to change.
Oh, so it's not
But
official yet.
Yeah. But it reportedly it plays really good right now. I'm gonna plug it again.
Yeah, and then I don't have one, so I can't play it.
That hit the spot.
I'm sorry, did I just use a med kit and then suddenly start being poisoned, or was I poisoned already? I'm very confused. I must have gotten hit by something that was toxic. I didn't see any toxic enemies, but... Okay, it must have been one of these or Toxiboros guys.
I really like this level.
It's so cool, but it's so scary on the harder difficulties.
The reason why there's a particular reason that Jupiter Hell doesn't have a mouse cursor when you're using the mouse. The funny thing is that you would need to have, due to how the game is designed and due to the how it was designed before I added in mouse support, that would mean that you would have to have a completely separate render layer and a render path just to draw the mouse. And ironically, it would have to be enabled no matter whether you have a mouse enabled or not. So basically, you would get a slight performance hit no matter whether you use the mouse or not. So I decided against adding a nice cursor just because I didn't want my OCD, made me not want to have that small performance hit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've seen I've seen a few people streaming with it on too. Like, people do use the mouse support, but I'm gonna drop this heart like a mic.
Plonk.
All right, power, yes. Wish me luck, chat. 20 health. That's a good sign. Okay, well, I still have 97 health, actually. That's kind of whack, now that I think about it. Just use that big med kit off the ground. Take the Ancient Phase kit. I might actually skip that one boss.
Oh yeah, you were pumping up your health.
Mm-hmm.
Now I get it. Okay, now I get it.
Now I have an Ancient Blood Elixir as well. All right, yeah. No, that's why I was pumping up my health, was so that I could do that. That's why I put, like, what, 12 multi-tools into my HP? Just using the health station. Purely so that I could do this. And maybe not get instigate.
Yeah, you're pretty OP right now.
I mean, how much damage do I even do? I don't actually know.
Well, you could try walking up to somebody, right?
Yeah, to stand next to something. So I have plus 50% bleed resistance, veins efficiency. Demon blood gives me plus 50% damage, and healing is only 50% as effective. And I'm immune to poison. More power, less problems. All right, let's go to the exit.
Well, the biggest damage source are obviously the crit multipliers.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't even know how much crit I have. How much crit do I have? It's not a small amount. Does it even tell me on the effects? Got 428 kills. I've killed 8 too many things. Well, I guess we'll just go experiment and try it. Figure it out. Let's unlock a vault. I'm not scared. Execute a protocol. What could possibly go wrong? That's a rocket launcher. I'm gonna close that. Walk around that. Oh, for fuck's sake. Something, confidence. Something killer. Remember, I wasn't able to one-shot one of the big guys. Oh my god. No. And this is also just a perfectly normal katana with a few upgrade packages. This isn't even like a particularly nice weapon.
Can still get the best weapon, right? Overconfidence is a slow.
I don't want to die on medium. I'm still not even 100% certain.
It would be hilarious, though.
Beat the run on medium. I haven't finished this game in so long. It's a bit nuts, actually. I'm still terrified of the stupid, stupid Medusas. On the gateway.
Strange about this place.
Kinda just want to teleport to the exit. Because I do have the, wherever it is, the Ancient Phase kit.
Ah. I'm trying to remember. What happened if you used the Ancient Phase?
It teleports you to the exit. Fuck the
I
boss.
think so.
You guys don't need to know what the boss is for this level, chat. Moving on. Also, because
Cheetah.
like Epion needs to go to bed at some point, so we're saving you guys some time. Also, by the way, this game's pretty good and it's on sales. Go take a look at it if you're even remotely interested. It's currently 50% off on Steam and 35% off on GOG. There is one rule though: you have to review it if you buy it. Let's press 6. Okay. Need to go invisible and walk away. Guy hoits.
Oh yeah, you're so overpowered that you basically forgot about using invisibility on a regular basis.
What's invisibility? I have an invisibility ability? I didn't know that. It's like I'm not even using a third of my kit because of how OP I am.
Well, but the funny thing is that if you're playing a game in Jupiter Hell that you feel like you're invincible and OP, just a few bad moves and you can die.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I'm not invincible here, not by any stretch. Like I'm strong for sure, but I'm not like I'm not invincible.
Like, I don't think there's no way to build in Jupiter Hell to actually feel invincible, unless you're playing on easy.
Orange, you forgot to turn off the Redeem a Dwarf. This is your fault.
The smell of blood.
No, it's fine, Nino. Or no. All right, well, if I die
haven't
in
seen
here,
the
this is your
Abyss
fault.
in a long time.
Neither have I. Not on this stream, that's for sure. I don't even have a military.
If you die here, it's thanks to me, not my fault.
I do need a better weapon. Like you're completely correct. I need a better weapon. Besides, I just skipped the boss. I owe the game a boss now, right? That's how it works.
Well, when I said that you don't need acid resistance in the later game,
You
I
lied.
forgot about the Shattered Abyss.
Mhm.
Your armor is now suffering for it.
Oh, I know.
would.
I got 2 multi-tools though. But that's it for my multi-tools.
Definitely use. Oh yeah, you might actually arrive at the boss without
Might-
an armor.
I might just get one shot, actually. Well, there is armor in the end. So I'm gonna teleport to him and then hit him. Teleport to him, hit him, phase out.
Remember about Stimpaks.
I mean, I don't have any military. Should I combat pack before I teleport to him?
You might want to Stimpak before because of the bleeding resistance. I mean the pain resistance.
All right. Got him. Whew. Sketchy as hell. All right. Might as well just fully level up Executioner, and now we have Soul Stealer. So this is a heavily decorated demonic sword, which is covered in demonic runes. Soul Stealer, well, you read what it does, chat. So, we killed him, which is, I think, actually a first since 1.0 for me.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Shattered Abyss in ages. Or actually, I think the last time I saw the Shattered Abyss, you died here.
Was when I died here and got super mad.
Might
Alright,
be so.
Let's go to hell. Let's see if we can fight the boss. The actual boss, you know. I'm gonna just try and run past this whole floor. I don't even give a shit. YOLO. Birth. Got the extra ammo. Oh, easy peasy.
Actually, Dante by design has a layout which makes the place where the exit is obvious, because I kind of wanted people to have this feeling that they obviously right now you don't have it, but I wanted people to have this opportunity to have the feeling that they want to run through it without killing everyone because they're so afraid they're going to die. And that's why it's always left to right, the exit and the entry.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, if there was a hunt event, even that wouldn't help you. Oh,
Oh, I've got 8 turns of stealth left, and I'm moving so quick it don't matter. Guy, did you have to walk in front of me? Douche. Okay, there we go. On to the boss.
Fuck am I?
So I do still have a Cry phase kit too. So, chat, this is the final
Yes.
boss of the game.
wait a second. Live RD, he actually is using a teleport ability that makes him appear behind the enemy.
Yeah, so it's called Assassinate, which is my class's master class. So I explained this earlier, but I think it was before you got here. As you can see over here in the traits tree, which is unique to every you'll have different ones every run pretty much. There are 3 master traits at the bottom here, 4 of which are redded out. The one I took is called Assassinate, which lets me teleport across the screen to kill shit. There's also my personal favorite for this class, aside from Assassinate, is Gun Kata, which is, if you've ever seen the movie Equilibrium, where they learn Gun Fu. It's literally that, where they just he spins in circles and practically does backflips across the map, shooting at stuff without you even having to aim. And there's 3 classes in the game, and they each have 5 unique master traits, so this game kind of has about 15 classes in it. I mean, I don't know if the movie was great, but the choreography was fantastic. So are those pillars going to fall apart if I stand in front of them now?
The back ones?
Yeah.
I didn't do that change yet.
Yet? Okay, 1 year. I'm real worried about just dying.
You might. We'll see.
Use the combat pack.
Not enough energy.
Oh yeah, because you heal half of the amount.
That's what I'm actually worried about. Okay, how much is this gonna do? I need to kill more things to
Actually,
what?
I'm just looking here wondering if you'll die.
I'm also wondering if I'll die. I think I'm dead. But we'll use the large. We'll use the stim and cross our fingers. What a placement on that, hey? Okay. Large med kit. Engage. Can I jump? Should I jump to him right now, or should I wait? I think jump to him and hit him twice. Yeah.
I'm too behind. I'm too much behind the string.
Okay,
lag.
I will wait. I will wait. Let me know when you're caught up. I mean, I still have the phase kit. I can still retreat.
His health is violet, which means that you won't do any damage now.
Okay. Because
So you have to wait
so now I do.
for. I think you need to.
Because he's white now.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
It's a little bit deceiving, but I'm surprised he's done no damage to me. So, kill little guy. Kill little guy.
And I think you're
Jump.
good.
There we go.
Jump.
Did it.
Down with me.
It was medium. I shouldn't be proud of that, but it's been a long time since I beat this game. Thanks, Torpid.
Hey, Torpid.
Torpid's just been lurking in the shadows
Nice.
the whole time. I'm quite happy with that. Like, regardless of if, you know, that was a personal victory on my hand, I think that was at the very least a good demonstration of what you can do in this game with an OP build. Hey, Pawns.
Oh.
I
Yeah,
only
I
killed
haven't seen this screen.
36% of the enemies, and I think most of them were in the first level and the Abyss.
Yeah, the run still took 2:23.
Yeah, 2 hours and 23 minutes, and I didn't play the last level. I also completely skipped the boss. Like, just completely teleported past. I was like, okay, we don't need to see this boss. So, this was fun. I'm not even in, like, the top. Yeah, okay, well, Mark Taggart made it up there. He's almost on the first thing. If I move it down a little bit, we can see it up there. But, since we've
It's the
made it to
second-
the end of the run, is there anything you want to say about this game aside from obviously buy Golden Krone Hotel?
No, by Jupiter Hell also. It's on sale actually.
How long's the sale last for, actually?
I think it's till January 4th. I think. It should write.
5th
It
of
should be
January
written on
my
the.
screen, so.
Should be written on the sale itself.
Looking at it right now.
How-
Special
how long?
promotion ends on the 5th of January. It's currently 50% off. Golden Krone with a K. Krone. But Jupiter Hell, this game that you just saw me play through, that was just one run of one class with one subclass. And, okay, so I skipped, what, 2 possible alternate paths on each level, and as well as the mainline routes. Yeah, we skipped a lot. There was a lot of stuff that like you could theoretically do in a run that we decided to not do that you would have to see on a later run. So there's tons of stuff to do in this game. A lot of fun. But put my face back on screen for a second here and say this was a lot of fun. We should do this when you put out another patch or release another game or something.
Well,
It's
that's the plan.
nice to be able to
Well,
do
actually,
these every couple months.
Either next patch or before I release another game.
Sure, yeah. I'd love to do pre-release stuff. I wouldn't complain about that. But I think I'm going to go back to Dwarfort for the rest of the stream and go eat lunch first and then go back to Dwarfort. But this was fun. We'll do this again.
So,
Thanks for
goodbye,
hanging out.
everybody, and see you guys next time.
Cheers, dude.
Cheers.
All right, I've booted him out of the call. So, chat, I'm going to swap back over to the Dwarf Fortress directory, and then I'm going to go eat lunch, and then we're going to play some more dwarfs. Because it's, like, I've only been streaming for 7 hours. That sound good to you guys? I think that seems good. Go buy this video game, because that game's great. Put a marker in the chat so I know where to